Grums on X. I have updated info on Ghost of Yotei sales after Black Friday. The good news? Yotei has sold over 4 million units. The bad news? It is underselling Tsushima by 20%. Reminder, I was dead on accurate with my sources numbers, proven 100% correct before. I trust these numbers. So I don't necessarily disagree or I don't not believe him or whatever. No, of course. I trust these numbers coming from Grums. I know he has connections in the industry, and I know he wouldn't be just sharing these flippantly just to get attention. But with that being said, I think it's interesting how he worded this tweet. The good news is that it sold over 4 million units. I'm like, how is that good news? you want this game to succeed? That's a very strange approach because like I've gone on the record before saying I do not want this game to succeed. I think that this is a bad precedent for the studio for people to be backing it and just mindlessly agreeing with whatever direction they want to take something and potentially creating woke slop out of beloved franchises and co-opting them to push the agenda. So that's my concern with it. The bad news is it's underselling Tsushima by 20%. And people say, oh, but there's a lot of factors that go into that. Tsushima was available on the PS4 and the PS5, and eventually it came to PC. And there's all these, it was cheaper, and more people had the systems and whatever reasons they want to come up with. And I go back to, if this game was a proper sequel, it would have sold double what it sold so far. And that's not even a leap. Not only would it have sold double, but it would have been a system seller. People would have wanted to go out and buy a PlayStation 5 proactively for Ghost of Tsushima 2, especially if it was exclusive to the PlayStation 5. But because they went to the direction with Erika Ishii and Atsu and pushing Girl Boss, just consume product, move on to next product, what amounts to be, I gotta be honest, a very good looking asset flip of a game with a fairly remedial story from what I've seen. It's not doing anything to impress me or surprise me. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be, which is my entire point when I talked to Colin Moriarty about the Circana numbers and how even if we are to believe what these numbers are, they are being misrepresented because this game is not selling as much as it should be selling. And if I'm Sony, especially Sony of Japan, and I'm looking at the numbers that this game is making, I am pounding the desk, very upset. I'm asking for names. I want to know who made these decisions, and I want to talk directly to them because this can't happen. You have so few chances in the AAA game industry. You cannot fuck it up. And they were like, oh, don't worry, bro. Trust our artistic vision. We aren't going to screw this up at all. We got this. I said it would have been at 8 million right now if it was a proper sequel. Emerald Apple says probably would have sold over 10 million if it was a continuation of Jin's story. Giga Bear, the Atsu tax is about 20%, I guess. Hope it was worth paying. MR3D, it's really hard. It's really time to let this go. Even I am tired of hearing about this game. I'm not, by the way. And this is the whole, if you're tired of hearing about it, that means you're starting to tilt towards the, hey guys, just accept it. I'm not letting this shit go. Sorry. Tsushima is one of my favorite games of all time. And people called me out for being wrong about the sales. No. I'm right about it. And I'm going to follow through and prove that I was right based off of what's happening right now. People are trying to twist these numbers out of whack to make them seem like it's doing better than it is, when it's absolutely not. It's not even doing as good as Tsushima, nor is it even on pace to do as good. And actually, you could argue, following the trajectory of precisely what ChatGPT's chart had plotted out for me when I asked for the projected numbers. I said Sony announced Ghost of Yotei sales numbers. It sold 3.3 million units worldwide in the first 32 days. For a sequel, it pales in comparison to Tsushima, and Sony can't be happy with this. Here's a visual comparison I made based on milestones from Ghost of Tsushima. And this is the trajectory of the chart, literally almost on the line with what was being projected with the fall off. And there is no like second bump that's coming from this game that's going to shoot it to the stratosphere. It's not like this is going to go to PC and everyone's just going to flock to it and buy it. Sure, there'll be some, and you might get a little bit of a blip here where there's a little bit of an updated inverse on the curve where it goes a little bit higher, but then it's going to level off again. Tsushima will forever be outselling it because Tsushima was a fantastic game. We have Sucker Punch on X today. Raise your hand if you voted for Ghost of Yotei. And they're still pushing it. PlayStation, it's that time of year again. Cast your vote across 19 categories in the PlayStation blog Game of the Year polls. They kick it off with Ghost of Yotei at the very beginning because they're trying so hard to push this and market this game to be the forefront of Sony's games this year. And they started with this and put Game of the Year in huge writing in front of Atsu. And then tiny writing, polls open. I took to ChatGPT to melt down some wokies with Atsu because I thought that was fun to keep doing this. I said, I asked ChatGPT to make her beautiful. Maybe this is all studios need to start doing if they want sales and to avoid layoffs. There's Erika Ishii, better known in Ghost of Yotei as Atsu. And there is what ChatGPT envisions how Atsu should have looked if they wanted this game to sell. And my goodness, the flood of complaints and crying is gold. Lance Corporal Waffles. Did you also tell ChatGPT to make her fun and not insufferable? I said, it can't work miracles. RPG fan, joining in the fun too. Are you still coping with the fact that Ghost of Yotei was successful? No, I don't live in a world of delusion. Holy effing spree of rent due posts. I'm just getting started. Keep reading. This Nicola dude that seems to be my newest reply guy. Do you want to be ratioed to a crisp again? I said, obvious botting doesn't count, bro. Sorry to break the news. Still waiting on that ratio, Nick. Ask ChatGPT to make you handsome next to me. And I said, lol, the small dick energy you summoned for this botted ratio and then use it as an own is almost impressive. 440 comments and 160,000 likes. That, my friends, is an obvious bot. And he's trying to claim, oh, I wouldn't spend money on botting my account. Bro, how desperate are you to get an own on someone? This is clear as day a bot. You could admit it, own up to it that you got caught trying to bot for a win, or you can try to pretend that you are actually just so amazing with your stupid, terrible post that no one gave a shit about. You should ask ChatGPT to make you look good instead. Good one, Nikki. Good one. I will forever never understand this because it gets so in their feelings. They get so angry. They just start typing harder and are like, oh, he makes me so angry that he posted a pretty girl next to Erika Ishii, who I'll be honest, I do not find her attractive at all whatsoever. People say, oh, there are pictures of her where she does look so. Okay, maybe for you, but for me, no. Sorry, bro. Sorry. There's this thing called universal attraction where across the board, 9.99 repeating dudes are going to be like, if they're into chicks, they're going to be down with that. You might get, I don't know, the dudes that are into grandmas be like, I mean, couple martinis. You never know. We'll end it with this. I thought this was funny. The Gaming Bible. This was on November 28th, 2025. Ghost of Yotei devs added anti-gooning feature. Goodness me. In the year of our Lord 2025, and every day we seemingly stray further from the path of goodness as developers have to take extra steps to stop gamers from being weird in their games. Ghost of Yotei, undoubtedly one of the best releases of the last year or more, picking up where the last game left off in terms of quality and delivering an equally touching and memorable story. Press X to doubt for anyone who's trustworthy whatsoever in gaming, with the storyline telling you that it's just a random revenge story that's been done 40 times before. The game features a new protagonist, Atsu, as well as improved visuals and a lot of subtle gameplay changes that really do elevate the experience significantly. My God, this dude sounds like such a cuck trying to push this game so hard. This comes off across like, please, guys, just trust me. Just buy this game. We need to prove the chuds wrong. And we need to buy these games with ugly girls in them. And we need to sell them so that we can prove that attractiveness in women doesn't matter in games. Because with that, we can prove our ideology that beautiful women have no place in this world. It's funny then that amongst all the effort from developer Sucker Punch, they remained aware enough of the inclinations of human nature to include a feature that stops people from acting out their weirdness in game. As pointed out by presumably horny people over on Reddit, it isn't possible to enter photo mode to take pictures whilst your character is taking advantage of the hot springs in Ghost of Yotei, which they obviously do naked. The fact that they went out of their way to do this, knowing the lack of self-control the gaming population, is pretty hilarious. So they took away options, they took away control, they took away the ability to goon, even if you wanted to with that. So somehow this author of this article is spinning it in a good way, that censorship is good, because they knew that you weirdo freaks out there wanted to zoom in on her, and they proactively thought of this. And we're like, no, we're not going to let people take pictures of her in the game when she's at the hot springs. What are we even doing here? Wait, it actually never crossed my mind that I could have attempted this. Have I outgrown horniness? One reflective comment read. That was my reaction to seeing this. I have no idea what the game does when you try. And I'm trying to find out in the comments. Okay, that's a dude that definitely knows, and he definitely tried. I haven't tried it myself, so I'm not sure if the developer added other penalties beyond simply not being able to do it. But it would certainly be funny if they did. These, again, projection. These are the exact types of people that try to do that stuff. The photo mode itself is arguably one of the game's coolest features, where it limits what you're allowed to take pictures of, apparently. That's super cool. Allowing players to capture the beautiful landscapes as they explore the world and uncover Atsu's story. So it's understandable that they don't want their efforts brought into disrepute by a gang of degenerate gooners hanging out at the hot springs with a camera in hand. It's a video game. Holy shit. No one knew this was a thing because nobody cared. Amen to that, Shay. This is what we're dealing with this game. So it's underperforming, massively underperforming. 20% below its predecessor is a shitload. Even selling at what your predecessor was selling at, which, by the way, remember, Ghost of Tsushima was a brand new IP. Jin's story had never been heard before. No one knew anything about what they were getting themselves into. And word of mouth spread that game like wildfire. And rightfully so, because it was so good. Now, this game, even if I was taking the stance that I did, and people were trying to spread word of mouth that it's so great, they probably would be successful in selling more. But no one's doing that, except for the same group of people that just want to be Sony ponies and beg for people to buy whatever slop that gets made. Those are the only people that I see that are pushing this game right now. The only ones, over and over again. And you can tell just by going to the comment sections of the triggered wokies when you do something like this. And they lose their mind. They go nuts just because you dared replace a girl. Imagine what it would have sold like if they did something like this. People would be like, it's not believable. It'd be like, okay, well, it's a video game, so I'll go with it. If you're going to go hot girl, I got you. I'd buy it, says Justin Shawns. Should have been her. Is that Tiffany Fong? Triggered snowflakes incoming. Look at that. Your version of Yotei looks like something I might even play at some point. Silly Goose, fix it for you. Hope that helps. Internet retard. Oh, good one. Good one. So they're getting really mad. Zelda. Okay, here we go. Let's end it on this creature. This creature on the screen says, "This is awful. I am not even against her being pretty, but the AI one looks so fake. There's absolutely a way to make her look more pretty organically without relying on quick fixes like these that would work far better and make the character look far more realistic." All right. All right, Zelda. So you're telling me that this one looks real and this one doesn't? I don't know. To me, they both look like a video game character. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I just think it's funny that people are losing their mind over this. And yes, the game is selling terribly. Still, I was right. I know. Everyone's shocked. I was right. But yeah, this game, massive flop. Like I called from Jump Street. I literally said that from Jump Street. This game is not going to be selling as well as Ghost of Tsushima. I think it's selling a little bit better than I said. What did I say? It's going to sell half as good, which I still stand by right now. Grand scheme, long term, this game will sell half as many copies as Tsushima. Right now, it's 20% less. I expect that gap to widen as time goes on, but we will see. I'll keep you guys posted because I know the more I talk about this game, the more it pisses those people off, and it's glorious. Kevin O'Serious over on Kick says, even Sucker Punch knew. Ain't no one trying to see that hoe naked. Bird talk for the 5-banger. Uggs, real mad. I think, you know what it comes down to, Bird talk? It's people that are just, not all, by the way, but by and large, the people that are really mad about the AI makeovers, I think they got a lot of demons in their own personal life that they're projecting on other people. I think that's what it comes down to. That's probably the best way to put it. Oh man.